I would say one of the big things I was nervous about starting school was time management. I picked Penn State based on engineering, and I knew it was going to be stressful coming in through classes and not having a great science and math background through high school. So I knew it was something I was going to have to work for, and it was in the beginning. The first 2 years were definitely a challenge, but I would say all of the options that Penn State offers gives you a lot of resources, and being able to work with them is what made it better throughout the time. So time management is big any time of your life, but in college it was definitely the most difficult part for me.
I was a little nervous about not being able to make a small group of friends and just talk to people and make new friends with a place as big as Penn State, with classes that are 300 plus people. I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to find my niche here, but through the Women in Engineering program orientation, I made a core group of 6 girls, and we just keep eating lunch together every day. We went to all our classes, we studied, and it was really great to sort of make my own little family here.
So when starting college, we go to all of these seminars and they talk about, you're coming from high school to college and everything's going to change. And the biggest thing I was worried about is that, they always talk about your resume and you have to drop everything from high school and everything has to be from college. And I was really worried about getting involved and actually having something to put on my resume, and also just getting involved in making friends. Coming from a school that was only 300 students to a school that was 40,000, I was really nervous about this. But within a year, I was involved in 3 or 4 different clubs, had friends in all of them, had the group that I hung out with, the group that I did homework with. And even though Penn State was 40,000 students with tons of organizations, it became a lot smaller of a school in the sense that I knew people and I was involved, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Something that I was worried about with entering Penn State was just how big of a university it was. Everyone always says that you can make a big school small, but as a high school senior, I just didn't feel like I would be able to, especially with the large class sizes in the beginning. But after a couple weeks and getting to know friends within engineering, everything really did come true with this making the campus smaller.
I was nervous about the rigor of engineering, but as I came to Penn State, I found that there's so many opportunities to help you along the way. There's so many people that are willing to help you. Yeah.
When starting college, I was a little nervous about studying engineering because I had heard of the rigorous coursework, and I wasn't sure if I was cut out for that or not. But here at Penn State, we have a lot of great resources that really help you accomplish what you really want to accomplish. We have facilitated study groups, and we have all of the right resources and tools to help you succeed. So thankfully for me, I was nervous about it, but here I am, a senior, I made it.
Yeah, I was nervous that it was going to be a lot harder than high school. I was nervous that especially engineering would be a challenge, and it was a challenge, but it was definitely manageable.
For starting college, I was a little nervous about meeting new people. I was in a very close-knit group of friends when I was in high school, and coming to college, I knew I'd have to meet a lot of new people and experience a lot of new things. As for engineering, I had heard many stories that it would be a lot of long hours in the library, so I was a little nervous about that.
When I started engineering, I was a little bit nervous about some of the stereotypes that I had heard, mostly about how there weren't very many females in engineering and engineers didn't really have a life outside of school. But I came in my first 2 weeks I realized at Penn State, and that wasn't the case at all. And I made some great friends in engineering right off the bat, and had a lot of fun activities outside of engineering and classes that I still had time for.
I was nervous about starting engineering school because of a lot of the statistics that they throw at you whenever you're trying to decide your major. When entering college, they tell you the little number of, the small percentage of engineers that really make it through engineering school, and it can be scary. I think sometimes people tell you that number to incentivize you and to overcome it and say, okay, I'm going to be part of that small percent, and it can be scary, but as long as you stick to it and don't let that number phase you in any way, you can achieve your goals.